Hello there, friends. It's the Sunday morning spread from Cards of Light. Brian Noe with you once again. Good to be with you again this morning. And we're going to get into our 4-card Dimensions of Life reading for the week to come in just a few moments. But I wanted to talk a little bit right at the top here this time about what I perceive to be my mission with the tarot cards, why I'm starting to do these videos again. And it has to do with what they have done in my life. So probably 6 years ago or thereabouts, maybe even a little longer than that, just on a whim, I got interested in the cards, started drawing a card a day just to learn kind of the traditional card meanings and kind of get acquainted with the tarot deck. And it took me on this incredible journey of growth and healing and brought lots of blessings into my life. I can't imagine what my life would have been like if I hadn't started this practice. Right from the beginning, though, I got a lot of pushback from people and it was usually two varieties. The first variety was, oh my God, these cards are instruments of Satan. What are you doing messing around with those? You're a good Christian boy. What's your deal? Or it was people who were like, come on, Brian, you're a smart guy. Why are you messing around with these silly cards? So, and I've blogged about this some, and we'll be talking about it in depth as we go along a little bit more. But I think both of those points of view are just sort of a shame. Now, if you fall into one of those camps, I'm not going to try and convince you, and you're probably not watching this video anyway, if that's the case. But for those of you who are curious and feel some kind of pull towards tarot, but you are hesitant because you either have qualms, your church has taught you to fear them, or you're wondering how a reasoning person can attribute any sort of power to practices like this, then I'd like to have a chat. You can go to atarotjourney.com on the web. It's got some information there and also information on how to contact me. Love to have a chat, or would love to do a 3-card reading for you, just to kind of give you an opportunity to see my approach to the cards, which I don't think is inconsistent either with being a person of faith or being a person who believes in, frankly, science and research and all of that kind of stuff either. Not going to go into too much more detail about all that right now, but just wanted to kind of say that up at the front of the video here, and would love to get that conversation going with you. Let's go to the table now, and we will take a look at 4 cards in the 4 dimensions of our lives and see what the cards say about the energies floating around for the week to come. I did shuffle these a little bit before I turned the camera on, but I'm going to just give them a quick riffle again here or two. And then, as always, I like to take just a moment to kind of breathe and get my mind quiet before I cut the cards. Just a few soft breaths here. Okay. Let's see what we've got. So, in the physical dimension of our lives, we have the Empress. In the social emotional, we have the Aeon. Pull these down. In the mental, we have the Fool. Nice. And in the spiritual, we have the Sun. Big energy in these cards. So these are all trump cards. These are all major arcana. Let me move these because the light is kind of reflecting badly there. And So what that means, the major arcana, uh, is that these are the cards that carry just a little more weight, a little more permanence, big energy as compared to kind of things that are a little more fleeting. So let's just go through each of these individually. The Empress, this is Mother, and this is Mother Nature as well. So in the physical dimension here, I think that is a call to get out in the sunshine and fresh air and in green spaces if you are near them, and get yourself centered with the energy of the earth. We've got the beginning of spring in the northern hemisphere coming up this week, so it's a good time to be doing that anyway. But especially with all of the crazy stuff that is going on in the world, and particularly here in the United States, that's super important. One of the most important things that we can do is to keep our own nervous systems balanced and well regulated, and boy, being outside in nature and getting a little physical exercise is a big, big, big part of that. So the message is pretty loud and clear for that one. Okay, over here in the social emotional dimension of our lives, we've got the Aeon. And this card came up in our 3-card Thursday as well. And I mentioned then that this is the card that in older decks would be called Judgment, or the Final Judgment. We're hearing the Gabriel's horn there, calling us all to rise and face the music. And so this card for me represents summing things up, and sort of providing an accounting for things, and then leaving the past behind and moving on. And I think there are a lot of us now that are dwelling on either the past or on the way that we would like things to be, and not really dealing with what's going on at the present moment in ways that are constructive. And again, particularly here in the United States, I think this is typical. There are just an awful lot of people who are reacting to everything that they see and hear, and the reaction is, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. When is this going to end? So here's the point with this card. Things over the long run balance themselves out. They don't always do that to our satisfaction or preferences, but they do over the long run. There are going to be reckonings for things. And I think we just have to, when things are beyond our ability to influence or control, then we just have to trust. Do our best. And then when it's out of our hands, it's out of our hands. So, and I think coming in the social emotional dimension of life here, the message there is pretty clear as well. We need to conduct ourselves in ways that are kind and compassionate, and we need to take care of each other as best we can, and let some of these larger issues take care of themselves when they're out of our hands. If you're a Supreme Court justice or something like that, then this message is not for you, probably. But for most of us, that's where we are. Okay, up here in the mental dimension, the Fool. This card is about taking a leap of faith, jumping out into the void, and not caring about appearances, not overanalyzing things. And again, in the mental dimension, a lot of times we are being compulsive nowadays. We're analyzing every little thing. We're taking into account all of the what ifs, and trying to kind of control and or at least influence things. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't do what we can do, but there also is time to just kind of throw caution to the wind, take that jump. I'm getting an intuitive sense here that somebody is waiting to do something, and they're making their little lists of pros and cons and all of that kind of stuff, and they're just hesitant. If that's you, the message is jump, and you'll be fine. Okay. Up here in the spiritual dimension, we have the sun. And this card is everything that appears to be. It is warmth and light and sustenance, all of the things that allow us to be alive here in the material realm, here on this earth. And we need to be in closer touch with that. We get so involved, we get so wrapped up in the nitty-gritty day-to-day things that we're doing in terms of work and in terms of, trying to maintain our homes and our relationships and all of that kind of stuff, that we don't, I think most of us, spend enough time just being and recognizing our nature as spiritual beings in this material world with everything that we need to get by. And so this is a call to set aside some time over the coming days and in this coming week to recognize that, to nurture that part of ourselves, to get in touch with the deepest part of ourselves, to recognize all of the grace and the blessings in our lives. And again, get out in the sunshine and the green spaces this week if you can. I think that would be the way that I would read these cards. I'd love to know what you think. If any of this is resonating with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts about it, or if you would read these cards differently than I would, or if you got questions about this process, or about the cards in general or anything else, let me know. Again, you can find me at atarotjourney.com out on the web, and that's got links to all my social media and all that kind of stuff as well. I think that will do it for this Sunday. Thanks for joining me. We will be back again next Thursday for another 3-card Thursday. And in the meantime, I wish you peace. Bye-bye now.